Hi everybody, this is Arushi. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Now, first of all, apologies for being inactive for about 1.5 weeks now. So I had a lot of assignments and study material to cover up because I am a bit of a procrastinator, or you could say a professional procrastinator. Who am I kidding? So I had left, like, I had been leaving some of my work for doing later, which was meant to be done on that particular day. So now it had all piled up, and I had to do away with it. Otherwise, I would have been left behind in the things to come as well. So I had to complete that. But having said that, it's not that I did not, like, I kept on doing it the whole day, but then I needed some time to, to chill or to rest. And that was, I didn't want YouTube to be one of it. So I was like, okay, let's put our priorities into place. YouTube is not as much of a priority because it's not a commitment that I've done. It's just like a time pass, a hobby. So yeah, now, so first of all, I'm really sorry for that, and I might be inconsistent in the sense I had thought of putting out videos every Tuesday. So of course, like, there are trial and errors. So after all this experience, I'm coming to realize that okay, this is not gonna work. Let's keep it alternate Tuesdays or alternate days, basically, not necessarily Tuesdays, but alternate days. In the sense, if I'm putting out a video today, then I'll give it time span of 2 weeks. Like, in the sense, like, I used to put every Tuesday, so I could leave one Tuesday in between, two videos per month, something like that. And if I have time, then of course every week I should be putting out a video. So yeah, just a little extra information. When I was starting with this channel, I called up one of my friend when I put out the first video, and I got good response, a very good response, thanks to you all. I called one of my friends and I was like, you know what, I'm thinking I'll put out 3 videos in a week. And thanks to her, because I am a little bit of an emotional person who kind of, जैसे हिंदी में कहते हैं, बह जाते हैं भावनाओं में. So she was like, okay, think a little practical. Let's start with 2 videos per week or one video per week, and then if you want to increase, you can always do that. So I was like, okay. And now today I am here thinking that okay, even one video per week wouldn't do. So I am sorry for that. Now, for today's video, I had thought of putting out Literary Tuesday, but there was something that was bothering me. So I thought that okay, Arushi, you don't want to give a space of 2 weeks between a video right now, so you have to put a video this week. So why not talk about it only? I'm talking about the incident that happened in Assam recently with the doctor. Excuse me. So I'm not very sure about the date that it happened, but what happened basically, which I think most of you would be knowing, is that there was a family in Assam. One of the members of the family was COVID positive, and the doctor who was taking care of him, he was beaten up by the family members after that COVID patient had to, after that COVID patient's unfortunate demise. So they beat him up so badly, not only with their hands, with different tools, and they banged his head against a utensil as well. So and it was in news a lot, and it is something that really bothers me, because I feel that in general, gratitude is something very important in life. And given the circumstances today, the one profession that needs the maximum gratitude from our side is that of the doctors. Because yeah, because they are the people who are actually putting their lives at stake. Quite literally, they are putting their lives at stake for us, for saving us. So it becomes important to understand their situation at this time. If our country lacks a healthcare infrastructure, the healthline workers are not to be blamed at all. Who can we blame? We can blame the authorities, we can blame the government, not only the present one, the ones that were there in the past, but mostly the present one as well, only. These people are not to be blamed, and yet they are putting their lives at stake. They have been working, they've been putting in 150% of their efforts to save us from this pandemic. So I think they deserve so much appreciation, and let alone this kind of treatment from the very people that they are serving. They're literally the army men of our country right now, almost. That is why we call them COVID warriors. It's not just a title that we've given them, COVID warriors. It's not something that you can make posters on, or it's not something that you can, probably write an essay on as a part of homework. You have to understand the gravity of the situation and the importance that this title holds. They literally are the warriors at this time. So that's very important. Now, I am not saying that doctors are the ones who are always right. Now, like, this debate is not just recent, only after COVID. This debate was there since always, that doctors misuse their position, and from the doctor side, the complaint was that the patients do not treat them with as much respect as they should be. And if something does go wrong, which is not genuinely in the hands of the doctor always, they have to face such repercussions which they do not deserve at all. So, to make my position clear, I always say that nothing is black and white, and I never play in dichotomies, I never play in binaries. I always say that it's always an in between, somewhere in between. It's an ambiguity. When we talk about principles, might be right and wrong, but when we talk about situations and circumstances, they're always ambiguous. You need to judge a particular action on the basis of the circumstances that it was, it took place. That action took place. Now, as I said, to make my position clear, just a second. Yeah, just to make my position clear, in the February of 2020, just before my board exams, yes, February of 2020, my mom had a surgery. So I did see the how unorganized the hospital was, and you could say that we had the contacts, like as they say, but even after having those, I wasn't satisfied at all with the kind of with the procedure of the whole thing. And at that time, COVID cases, I don't think were as much. I guess it was the beginning of February, so I don't think it was a lot in India specifically. So yeah, I don't think there was a lot of burden then. So I do understand that there is, you could say, there is a problem from that side as well. But when we talk about today's circumstances, wherein our healthcare infrastructure has collapsed, there's a lack of oxygen cylinders, there's a lack of hospital beds, there's a lack of almost everything that's required. The doctors are still doing it. Now, I thought of discussing this thing with you, which I had seen in one of the podcasts of Shwetabh Gangwar. I guess it was about 1 month back, that podcast, and 2 months at least back, wherein they talked about this thing, about the fact that how doctors are mistreated in the country. Yes, it had happened when there was this one doctor who was shouted upon by the Congress politicians because one of the patients had died, and that doctor was almost about to resign because he was literally in tears because he was disrespected so much. He was screamed at in front of so many people. And I'm not pointing out at a particular party. Everybody's like that. I'm not saying Congress politicians or Congress party is wrong or anything. So during that time, I had watched this podcast wherein they were talking about the same thing as one of the part of the podcast, in which he said that the problem is mainly because cinema influences us so much, especially in a country like ours where there is so much of illiteracy. The only source of knowledge for a lot of people is cinema, unfortunately, and the kind of content that it shows, I'm not sure that it's the right way to educate people either. So if I give an example of Munna Bhai MBBS, now I love that movie. I love it. I have grown up watching it, so of course we all love it. But we all know about this one scene wherein Sanjay Dutt goes and he threatens the doctor by keeping a knife at his neck, and he says that you have to treat this patient first. And then he also raises a question in the class that if a patient is dying, then is it important to fill out the forms first, or is it important to treat the patient first? Now, there are certain things in life जो सुनने में बहुत अच्छी लगती हैं, but practically they just cannot happen, right? So this thing, when you hear it, you are like, yes, he's making a point that if somebody is dying there, is it more important to fill out a particular form and take care of the necessities, or to treat them? Obviously, on a human ground, it's important to treat him. But when you think of it on a larger aspect, when there are so many patients, all of them are almost dying, mostly all of them are almost on the verge of dying. At that time, if you do not follow a procedure, it will lead to chaos and nothing else. Of course, I am saying that whole process, or can be that whole process of the procedures that need to be followed, that can be worked upon, that can be made more efficient, of course. But that does not mean that you go ahead and start threatening the doctors who are there already trying and save your life. Number one, there. Number two, there's also an incident in Gangs of Wasipur. So, of course, like all the fellow mates who are seeing this, we all love Gangs of Wasipur for a lot of reasons. So, yeah, in that, if you remember, there he took his son to the doctor, and he told the doctor to operate on him when he had been shot with a bullet. And when the doctor, and then suddenly there was a power cut, the light wasn't there, so the doctor said that I just cannot operate him in darkness. But the person wasn't he wasn't just he wasn't ready to agree to the fact that you cannot operate a person in dark. And he said that you have to operate him in darkness only, whether there is a solution to the power cut or not, which is the most stupid thing one can do, right? So this was one of the incidents, and this is a satire actually. This, in Gangs of Wasipur, they did not celebrate it. In Munna Bhai MBBS, of course, it was celebrated because it was heroism and all the macho stuff and everything. But here, it was a satire that how stupid can people possibly be under such circumstances. So that one, and of course, daily soaps and Bollywood has this main thing of, I'm not targeting Bollywood, it's just I'm mentioning the examples because that is mostly what I have watched. So in whatever the other cinema that I have watched, I haven't come across any scene as of yet which has such problems, and I haven't done a research on it either. So in the daily soaps, Indian daily soaps, and of course the movies as well, we have seen how it is that the doctors have told that, okay, this person cannot be saved, he will die, everything is wrong. And then there'll be this super dramatic tune in the background, and then the lady will, the family people, the family members will say that, okay, let us pray. Or the woman will say that, okay, something very cliche, as if like, that a wife's prayers are much more, their logic is that a wife's prayers are much more powerful than whatever procedures the doctors are doing on that person, which might be the case sometimes, but it is just so over dramatic and it is so over amplified. So what happens is, in a country like ours, wherein so many people are illiterate, when they see such things, they think that this is how things are done. And that is why such incidents take place, wherein if you are not aware about the Assam incident, just search for it. You will look at the pictures of the doctor and you'll be disgusted to the core. At least I was. Because there are literally, he's been brutally beaten up, and there's a video wherein they are banging the utensils on his head and everything. He could have been injured so bad. So yeah, that is the thing. Now of course, my audience is mostly my friends and my family and the people my age, who mostly educated people. So what I can say is that we cannot ban, or we cannot completely, put it under the whole censor test to not include any kind of scenes, because the kind of environment we are living in today, one or the other person will be offended by one or the other thing. So if we start cutting down on all the things that offend the people, then there'll be hardly a 2-minute movie left. So we cannot do that, because art needs to be given that liberty, right? Even though I don't call it art, this particular such incidences, but okay, anything that is artistic, movies being a part of it, should be given the proper liberty. Otherwise, otherwise art does not remain an art. Now, what we can do is, we have been given a brain for some reason. We have been educated for a reason. Literacy and education mein there's a difference. My dad always used to tell, literacy is कि हाँ हम लोगों ने books से पढ़ लिया, that is we are literate. Education is wherein morals are instigated in you, wherein ethics, you have ethics in you. You have the power to think. And it's not only what to think, it's how to think. As Shweta Bangur always says, it's how to think that you should know more. It's much more important than what to think. So when we have been given this ability, why not use it? When we are seeing something, they are not forcing us to believe it. We have to have a filter in our mind, and whatever outside thoughts are coming, we need to filter it through it and then see whether it is right or wrong for ourselves. So that is something I really wanted to talk about. I don't know what all I included in this video. I swear to God, my videos are always so random. But yeah, this is something that really bothers me. And honestly, I'm telling you, when I was starting this, I was actually very in a very tense mood because of this. But now I feel light that I talked about it. So yeah, I really hope that you understand. And this is one incident wherein you should really respect doctors and everything. And I don't have any doctor in my family background. They are mostly accountancy background. But so please be respectful towards doctors no matter what. And this is just one aspect, but if you see the larger picture, the larger thing is that anything that we see, anything that the society feeds us literally, we need to filter it in our brains, and we need to learn the art of thinking, how to think, because we have been in an environment in such educational institutes and whatever the society is in general, especially in India. We have been taught what to think rather than how to think, and we have to understand the difference and we have to work on it. So yeah, that is something that I wanted to say. And again, sorry that it was haphazard, nothing, not a proper structure for the video. In fact, one of my friends had called me up the other day, and she had told me that I'm so blessed to have such people in my life who are not yes men, who always tell me when I'm going wrong. So she called me up and she told me that okay, the videos are fantastic, but there are just two things that I want to say. Number one, you speak a little too at a very slow pace. Now if it is a problem, then please increase the playback speed. Even I saw it is actually, it becomes very boring at times. But that is just, I have really worked on slowing down my pace. I don't want to work on fastening it up anymore. When I had come to this school, Jodhamal, in ninth, I used to speak so fast. So my English teacher, who I'm really grateful to, she actually, while preparing me for certain debates, she used to say that, Arushi, in between, take a breath and count and then speak, so that you keep it slow. So yeah, so you can increase the playback speed. And the second thing that she said was that your videos are a little too personalized, and if you want to reach out a larger audience, then you should be keeping in mind what actually works for the people. But the answer to that is that I really don't want to reach a larger audience. This is just something I'm doing out of my own will. And honestly, I don't have any ambitions with YouTube as such. I don't want to be a YouTuber, or I don't want to have a lot of audience as such. So I don't want to have fame. I don't like fame, to be very honest. So yeah, I don't want that. So that is the thing. And Speedwala, you can of course increase the playback speed. So, thank you so much for listening to my rant, and I hope it really helped. If it can change the perspective of even one person, I am so thankful to that. So, yeah, now the videos might not, as I told before, might not come weekly, but like there might be a gap of 1 week in between. But let me see how this works out. And it's just basically, my point is that I'm not making any commitment with YouTube that I will be putting out or anything, because I don't want it to be a source of stress. As it is, I'm in 12th, so that work is being taken care of. For giving me stress, a lot of other things are there to do that. So I don't want YouTube to be one of it. So yeah, I hope you could I don't know, I hope you take something away from this video. And thank you so much for listening to me. I honestly feel so light right now. Thank you so much. Take care. Love. Bye bye. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.